All right, so we're looking at the lesson 6 vocab here. And the lesson 6 vocab is a little bit different because none of these words are actually in the book. They're just words that you're going to need to help you. Okay. And this says lesson 6. This is actually lesson 7. And we're looking at the geography of ancient Egypt. Yep. So the first word that's really important to know is dynasty. Okay, a dynasty is a sequence of rulers from the same family. And I have up there is Duck Dynasty. Duck Dynasty is a goofy show on the History Channel, but all these guys are related. So it's like one person is in charge after the other. And the oldest person there, I think he's a grandpa, he's in charge, and then the son will take over. That's what makes the dynasty. So when I use it in a sentence, it was a very long dynasty, including a father, a great grandfather, and a great great grandfather as the only king. Right, examples of this: the Queen of England, a great sports team, might be called a dynasty. President Obama is not a part of a dynasty. He was elected, and a bad sports team would not be a dynasty because they're stopping after 1 year. A great sports team would keep going, which means that they would last, right? And that makes them a dynasty. We have a visual here of the Manchurian women. So you can see that there was this person started on the far left, and then as she died, it went down the line. So this went from mother to daughter, from mother to daughter, from mother to daughter. Right? We have two dynasties right here. We have the Seahawks, who had like 3 years where they were really, really good. And then you got the New England Patriots that have been good for like the past 15 years. Here, similarly, you got the 49ers from the like late 80s, early 90s. You got the 1995, I think, Bulls, and then a hockey team that honestly, I don't watch hockey, so I don't know what that one is. But they were good at hockey. A theocracy, it's a form of government where the god or godlike person is the supreme ruler. So in most countries, they separate religion from politics. In a theocracy, they put them together. So whereas like whatever people believe is also the law. So for example, it would be as if like the Bible was the law of America or the Quran was the law of America, which we know it's not. We have separate laws, right? So I have a priest giving a sermon, and just like an examples of a lot of different religions. So the best example of a theocracy in the world is Iran, and I use that in a sentence. The country of Iran is a theocracy, and it's a theocracy because the religion of Islam tells the country what is right or wrong. So if someone is disagreeing on something, they would go to the Quran, which is the book of Islam, to figure out whether or not something was legal or not. They wouldn't ask the president, which is different than the way most countries are operating. So like examples of this would be a church that's running the whole country. Like I said, the country of Iran is a perfect example. Ancient Egypt, also example, we'll learn about that shortly. Non-examples, the Seahawks are not a theocracy. The United States is not a theocracy. We are a democracy. Cuba is not a democracy. Cuba is a communist. And some examples of this, right? This visual you'll see, religion and politics. This one is great because it shows that they really just mix together to form a type of government. And this is an example from ancient India, where they used Buddhism to run the country. And this is an example of one of the gods of ancient Egypt. They all kind of look the same to me, so I couldn't tell you which one this is. But this god is also a ruler of the country. So in Egypt, they were able to give the kings also some like godlike power. So those are the three terms that are, or two terms, right? There's one more. Sorry, I almost finished. Then we have polytheistic. It's a religion that believes in more than one, not good, but God. And a visual I have here is this picture of like 15 different gods. This is from India, from the Gupta dynasty. And when you use it in a sentence, the Egyptians believed in many gods, making them polytheistic. Examples in history of polytheistic countries: ancient Egypt. Greek mythology is a form of polytheistic because they believed in Zeus, Hermes, all those different gods that go along with Greek mythology. Aphrodite, Cupid. Roman myths are the same way. Roman myths and Greek myths are very similar. Christianity and Islam are non-examples because these are both monotheistic, meaning there's only one God. And then some visuals that might support that. You have Mount Olympus here in Greece, where you have all of the different gods that work together. Similarly, these are all the gods in Egypt. So hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, let me know.